Am I audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the last class we have started with fifth module. So we will be continuing with the fifth module. Today we will see some of the important concepts behind this traffic demand and traffic management system. And today we will be seeing how you are going to control the traffic. What are the control measures or traffic regulatory measures we can adapt for this managing the demand of traffic. So I'll share my screen. So kindly tell me whether it is visible or not. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, in the last class we have discussed some of the things about this traffic management system or traffic system management. So again I'm telling that in the fifth module it is a theory, full it is theory. Wait a minute. It is a theory part. So in this we are going to study about traffic management system, then traffic regulatory measures, then traffic demand management, then we are going to study about congestion. That is in the first module we have seen about congestion and delay. So those things we are going to discuss. Then we are going to discuss about parking and pricing. That is parking pricing. That is how we are going to charge for a vehicle, how they are going to fix the amount for one vehicle for the given time. So for 1 hour some in some places they are going to charge for 20. How they are going to fix that 20 rupees, everything will be discussed. Then the last concept here in the TDM, the types of TDM we are going to discuss. That is what are all the travel demand management or traffic demand management types we are going to discuss. And in the traffic management system we are going to discuss about what is that traffic management system, importance of the traffic management system, then what are all the measures we are going to adopt for traffic management, what are all the measures we are going to adopt for traffic management, then at last we are going to see the objectives, what are the objectives or uses of this traffic management system. That is what are all the objectives, that is why we have to make or why we have to do this traffic management system we are going to discuss. Then in the last part we are going to discuss importantly, that is ITS, that is intelligent transport system we are going to discuss in the last concept, that is intelligent transport system. I think you are all familiar with the Google Maps. So how they have implemented this intelligent transport system in the Google Maps we are going to see. That is in the Google Map it will be showing a red color when the vehicles are more on the road. That is when there is any congestion it will be converted to maroon color. When there is no traffic it will be converted to yellow or white color only. So like that how this intelligent transport system works and what are the advantages and disadvantages and various types. Okay, various types of ITS we are going to discuss. These are the some important points we are going to discuss in the module 5. So we will proceed with module 5. That is in the last class we have discussed about transportation management system. So I was telling that it is a subset of supply chain management concerning transportation operation. That is a transportation operations. It is concerned with the transportation operations. That is a movement of vehicle, which is basically depends on the movement of vehicle. Then controlling the vehicular movement. Then channelization, intersection movement, the traffic in the intersection, how they are going to control. Everything comes under this traffic management system. I think you are all familiar with this Bangalore traffic police. They will be monitoring the entire city traffic at a single place. Okay, at a single place, that monitoring of the traffic we are going to call it as a management system. That is it is an enterprise of resource planning management. So you have to plan, you are going to plan the how the traffic should move in the given road. So these are all the things that is one is traffic control, traffic operation, and traffic guiding, and observing the traffic, how the traffic is going to move in the road, everything will be collected and it will be monitored in the traffic management system or transportation management system. Then TMS, that is the traffic management system, is a short package of a short-term measure to make the most. So it is not the long-term measure. So that is for smart, for lesser duration, we are going to have a most productive and cost-effective outputs. So remember, transportation management system is a short-term measure. It is not a long-term measure. There is a long-term means for n number of years we are not going to manage the system. For short-term, whether it may be 1 day, whether it may be a 2 day, whether it may be an 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, like that. For short-term measures, we are going to adopt this traffic management system or transportation management system, and which should have a most productive in nature. That is most efficient. Whatever it may be, most efficient and the cost. So we the Indians, we think that everything should be within economy. That is with a lesser amount, maximum benefits. We the Indians, we are going to think like that. That is, we should get maximum benefits with a lesser cost. That is use of existing transportation facilities, services. That is a effective use. That is I told right, with more efficiency and less cost effective. That is the cost effectiveness should be less, and that is economy. We should have a maximum benefits. That is whatever the facilities they are going to provide for transportation, we should have maximum benefits with lesser cost and services and more. Then transport management strategies are low cost but effective in nature. I told right, the cost should be very less, but it should be effective in nature. That is low cost but effective in nature, but which include but not are limited. Which includes, okay, we can say that what are the traffic management measures or system which includes means intersection and signal improvements. That is making the signal free corridor, then making the or altering the signal timings, whatever you have designed, then intersection change in the intersection design, then making the vehicles to move, channelization, making the vehicles to operate in channelization. So these are the things which comes under intersection. That is channelization. That is channelization. Channelization, design of intersection, then signal improvements means that is altering the signal timings, then providing pedestrian signals. So these are the things which comes under this transport management system when it comes to the area of intersection and signal improvements. Is it clear? Are you following? Kindly respond. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is the freeway bottleneck removal programs. Do you know that is whenever you see a bottle, you take a plastic bottle or glass bottle, it will be looking like this. Okay. The bottle will be looking like this. So earlier this can be related to a road. Okay, this can be related to a road. I'll write cleanly. So this is the bottle we can consider, which is related to road, that at the earlier stages the width of the road is W. As you enter to the another section, it is reduced to W1. Where you can see this type of road? In the bridges. Have you observed in the bridges? While approaching the bridges, the width of the road is more, but when you approach the bridge, the width is reduced. Have you observed that one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can observe, easily observe. That is, whenever you are approaching the bridges means that is the width is more. When you approach or when you enter the bridge means it is going to reduce. That is freeway bottleneck. So removing this bottleneck from the intersections or removing this bottleneck from the roads, we are going to utilize this transport management system. That is, it is for freeing the bottleneck situation on the roads can be done by using a transportation management system. That is, from the transportation management system, we can easily remove the bottleneck problems which are going to encounter in the highways or roadways. Then data collection to monitor system performances. What are all the data we are going to collect? That is the speed data we are going to collect, the signal data we are going to collect. So collecting the data from all these things, whether it may be a speed, then pedestrian walking time, then signal time, signal timings, then reaction time of the driver, and what are the forces which is going to act, everything can be collected and it can be monitored in the system performances. System performances. Then special event management services. What are the special event? Here not the special event means special occasions. Here we can see consider that accident. Okay, that is the accident is the special event which is going to occur in the roadway. That is the accident controlling the accident will be done using this transportation management system. That is we are going to control, that is by using some various measures we are going to control the accident in the roadways by adopting this transportation management system. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Others, is it clear? Others? Only one is responding. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is about a transportation management system. Then the next concept is a travel demand management. What is this travel demand management? So you can observe the transportation demand management or traffic demand management, or so the TDM can be written as transportation demand management, traffic demand management, travel demand management. So remember, don't get confused in the exam. Okay, they may ask any word, whether it may be transportation demand, traffic demand, or travel demand. Is the application strategies and policies. That is, TDM is the application strategies and policies to reduce travel demand. As we all know that demand means, what do you mean by demand? Can anybody tell? Demand. Demand. What do you mean by demand? In general or in simple words, you can tell me with an example. What do you mean by demand? Anyone? Kindly respond. Anyone? Travel demand. What do you mean by travel demand or demand? Simply, in general, we can say demand. What do you mean by this demand? Kindly respond. What do you mean by this demand? Anyone? So demand in the traffic engineering means a number of trips what you are going to generate, number of trips what you are going to produce or generated. So travel demand management means demanding, that is managing the number of trips which are going to produced by the road user. That is managing the number of trips which are produced by the road user. That is here it is the application strategies and policies to reduce the travel demand or to redistribute this demand in space or in time. That is either reducing the number of trips or redistributing the number of trips to the given space or given time. That is in time redistribution of trips. That is for example, from Yelahanka to your college, okay, SVCE, you will be producing 10 trips, okay, 10 trips. So how you are going to reduce this 10 trips to some lesser number? So those how we are going to reducing means that application strategies and policies that we are going to adopt, or that we are going to inculcate in this demand management. And TDM techniques are reduced at aiming reducing the traffic flows, especially during peak hours. So as we all know that when the traffic will be more, either in peak hour or non-peak hour, I need responses from your side. When the traffic will be more, either in the peak hour or non-peak hour or off peak hour. When the traffic will be more. Wait a minute. Someone is able to join. So when the traffic will be more, kindly respond. When the traffic will be more.
Peak hours.
So during peak hour, we are going to have this traffic, that is the traffic flow is more in peak hour. So to reduce the traffic flow in peak hour, we are going to use this travel demand management. How we are going to use this travel? What are the various techniques we are going to have this travel demand management? Is one is public transit system. So are you able to see the diagram what I have presented here? Are you able to see? Kindly respond. Are you able to see this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the public transit system, that is the public transportation system like a BMTC, KSRTC or auto rickshaws. So using this public transport system, we can easily reduce the traffic flow during the peak hours. That is rather than going in a two-wheeler or personal vehicle, if we go in this public transit system, it is safe also, and we can easily reduce the traffic also. Then taxi cabs, that is cabs what you are going to book, that is Ola, Uber, that is utilizing this public transit system, that like Ola and Uber. Then car sharing, that is I think you all know that in the Ola and Uber there is a sharing option is there, pooling, we can say, call it as carpooling or car sharing. So rather than coming in a two-wheeler, that is for example 4 members, we'll take an example and we'll explain. So from Yelahanka to college, SVCE, 4 members will be moving from Yelahanka to SVCE. So each that is each member is having a two-wheeler. Okay, two-wheelers they will be having, but all the 4 will be having the same origin. Okay, all the 4 will be having same origin. Then if they are having the same origin, rather than bringing the two-wheeler, 4 two-wheelers, if we go for a car, okay, if we go for a car means if we go for a car, we can easily avoid this traffic flow. That is rather than the traffic which is created by the four-wheeler will be taken by this one car. So that is a carpooling technique we are going to call. That is rather than coming individually, if we pool the car or if we share the car, and all the 4 people will be coming in the same vehicle, means we can say that the traffic flow is reduced in the peak hour. Then a para transit system like a metro. For example, it is the metro. that is paratransit system. Then ride sharing, that is van pooling or car pooling, that is car sharing or ride sharing, both are same. Then walking, so it is difficult. If the length is more, that is if the distance between the origin and destination is more, means then it will be very difficult to travel from one origin to destination. But if the shorter length are available, means we can easily use this walking as the TDM technique. Then biking and bike sharing, that is same similar to your car sharing and carpooling, biking and bike sharing. Then telecommunicating, that is telecommunicating means which is combination of this bike sharing and car sharing, that we are going to call it as telecommunicating. So these are the some options we can say, are the techniques where we can adapt for this TDM, where we can adapt for this travel demand management. Okay, then what are the techniques? The same has been explained here. What are all the techniques? There is a carpooling and other ride sharing programs. There is a sharing the car or carpooling, that is rather than coming in four two-wheeler. If we come in, there is a 4 two-wheeler is equal to 1 car. Okay, so rather than coming in four-wheeler, if we come by 1 car, means we can easily reduce the traffic congestion in the peak hours. That is reduced traffic congestion. That is, if the congestion is reduced, means as usual the delay get reduced. The delay will be less. Delay will be less. Then we are going to save money, save time. Nowadays, time is money. So remember, whatever the traffic regulatory measures we are going to adopt, which will ends with money. That is, you are going to save the time. Now the time is money. Nowadays it has become a trend that time is money. Then peripheral parking system, that is a peripheral parking system, that is along the roads if we park the vehicle, so which will reduce the traffic, or other than the road, that is we can go for off street parking. Okay, off street parking, that is peripheral. If we park on the road itself, means we are going to call it as on street parking. Rather than going for on street parking, if we go for off street parking, it will be helpful, so that we can easily reduce the traffic congestion. Wait a minute. So rather than parking in the road, that is on the road, that is rather than providing the on-street parking, if we provide off-street parking, we can easily reduce the congestion. Thereby the delay will be reduced and you are going to save the time, and nowadays time is money. Then chartered buses to serve areas of trip origins to commute to workplace, that is the common workplace. Some people will be there, they will be residing in an area. Okay, that will be their origin, and all the people in the area A will be having the work in area B. So if they provide, if the company or institution provide or organization provides a chartered bus services, that is the, if they provide the bus services for a movement of A to B, there will be no utilization of your personal vehicle. Only the buses which are provided by the organization they are going to use, and thereby we are going to reduce the congestion. So again, whenever it comes for a reduction in congestion, you remember that we are going to save the time. Save the time, and we are going to save the money also. Then remember, around 60 members are moving from A and 60 members are receiving at B. That is, in the area A, 60 members are having their origin, and 60 members will be moving to the workplace B. So if we provide a bus service, okay, if we provide a bus service, means all the 60 can be accommodated in the bus. But if we are not providing any bus services, means there may be a chances of two-wheelers. Don't know how many two-wheelers they are going to bring, how many four-wheelers they will be having. Some people will be thinking that rather than going for four-wheeler, if we go for two-wheeler. So if we provide the chartered bus services to the area of trips origin to common workplace, we can easily avoid the traffic congestion. Okay, is it clear? Are you following this one? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next is
Yes,
a
sir.
staggering of office works and flexible time of work. This is the common thing we can do for a reduction in traffic congestion. What is that? Changing the office hours rather than, for example, rather than working from 8 to 5 p.m. 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. you change it to 7, not 7 a.m. 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So if we change the working hours, then also we can easily reduce the traffic congestion. That is why, because when you initially in 2019, before Corona, it was very difficult to cross that Hebbal flyover during 8 o'clock or 8:30 time. Why? Because all the offices will start at 9 or 9:45 or 9:30. The people used to rush over that flyover, and there was a jam till around 500 to 600 or 1 kilometer traffic congestion we were observing. So if we change the working hours, or if we alter the working hours, means we can easily avoid this traffic congestion. So when the traffic congestion is reduced, we can say that travel time is going to save and money will be saved. Then internal shuttle services, that is the shuttle services like BMTC or BMTC. Best example is BMTC. If we provide a shuttle services like BMTC from one place to another place, they can easily use that public transport system or internal shuttle service, so that avoiding the more number of vehicles coming on the road. So if we provide a good public transport system, we can easily avoid the traffic congestion which is going to takes place on the road. And as usual, when we reduce the traffic congestion, we can save the money. Then parking restraint, that is not providing any parking specific facilities. If we provide parking facilities, means that we the Indians, what we will think means the parking space is available. Why we have to go for public transport system? Let us go in our own vehicle. Likewise, we are going to think. But if we apply any parking restraint, that is, if there is any objection or restriction to parking, means we will be going for the above methods. Either it may be carpooling, either it may be a public transport, internal shuttle service. So you can go for that. But if we are not providing any parking restraint, means we will be using our own vehicle, thereby increasing the traffic congestion and the money will be wasted. So, but if we provide the parking restraint, that is, if there is any restrictions to parking in the area, means we can easily reduce the traffic congestion. So remember, when there is any parking restraint, if you are providing, means the people will not use their own vehicle because of problems in parking. If they are facing any problems with the parking, means they will not be going to take any risks about their vehicle. Then comes the road pricing, that is tolls. This is also not tolls, it is tolls. So this is also very important thing. Why? Because simply you are going to pay the toll. If they put a pricing for the road, the people get feared. So simply for 1 or 2 kilometer radius, if you are using, means if you are able to pay the toll, means the people will get fear that or not fear, they get hesitated to pay that road pricing. So if we put amount, that is, if we charge for the utilization of the road, means we can easily avoid the personal vehicles, but that time they are going to use the public transport system. That is keeping the road pricing, that is especially the tolls. When we have these tolls, means we are going to search for alternative roads where we can avoid these tolls. So keeping the tolls on the road, that we can easily avoid the utilization of personal vehicle and enhances the public transport system. Then entry fee. For example, best example is Nice Road. So Nice Road, when you travel through the Nice Road, means at the entry point only you have to pay. Is it so? Yes or no? Yes or no? Kindly respond. Yes or no? when you are utilizing this nice road means you are going to pay at the entry point only. Is it correct? Kindly respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, at the entry point only you have to pay. That is, you have to pay and you are going to use the nice road. That is a entry fee. If we keep the entry fee means the people get again feared. They will hesitate to pay the amount of entry fee. By that time they will be searching for other alternatives like public transport system where we can avoid this entry fee and all those things they will be searching. So if we keep the entry fee for the road means we can easily avoid the utilization of their personal vehicle and we can easily reduce the traffic congestion. Then priority for buses in traffic. Nowadays Bangalore, that is Bengaluru, BMTC, they have taken a initiative that giving the priority for buses in traffic. That is they have created a separate bus lane. Separate bus lane so that we can easily reduce the traffic congestion. Why? Because the buses are having a length of around 10 to 12 meter they will be having. So which will accommodate 4 or 5 that is which can accommodate 2 cars or 3 cars, so that we can easily, if we provide a separate lane means the buses are get shifted to other lane and we can easily avoid the traffic congestion in the main lane. That is providing bus lanes are a priority for buses in traffic. Then restrictions on entry of trucks during daytime. This is made in the Bangalore city. The first city where they have restricted the truck during daytime in India is Bangalore. Okay, in Bengaluru, you can see that the trucks will not be moving inside the city during daytime. That is, they have given the working time, the entry time is after 10 a.m., after 10 p.m., not 10 a.m., after 10 p.m. they can enter. Up to 5 a.m. they have the accessibility inside the city. That is, after 10 p.m. they can enter the city and before 5 a.m. they have to exit the city. That is restrictions on entry of trucks during daytime. That is, if we restrict the trucks during daytime means the trucks will be creating the maximum traffic congestion is going to takes place by these trucks only. So if we restrict the trucks in the city during daytime, we can easily reduce the traffic congestion. We can easily reduce the traffic jam. We can say traffic jam can be reduced because of the restriction to the entry of trucks during daytime. Okay, these are the some TDM measures we are going to adopt. Okay, these are the some techniques or measures. So in the exam they are going to ask this one. What are the various techniques or the various measures you are going to utilize for this travel demand management? Okay, these are the techniques you have to remember. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Kindly respond. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is very important from the examination point of view. Again, I am telling what are the common technologies or techniques adopted for travel demand management. These are the things you have to remember. Okay, the same has been pictorially represented. That is the carpooling rather than coming in a single vehicle. If we go for that is rather than coming in a personal vehicle, if we go for carpooling, that is making a car with 4 or 5 members, we can easily avoid traffic congestion. Then tolls, I told right, paying the money in the for the roads. That is, if we provided tolls means we can easily avoid their personal vehicle. But during that time, they will be utilizing the public transportation. Then shuttle services. That is the internal shuttle services like a BMTC. For example, the best example is BMTC, which is a shuttle service which will connect all the parts of the Bangalore. Okay, which will connect all the parts of the Bangalore, the BMTC, so that we can go for this BMTC rather than making this train and wasting your time with your personal vehicle. If we go for a BMTC, we can easily avoid traffic congestion. Then entry of trucks during daytime. I told right, the Bangalore city is the first city to adopt that restriction to the entry of trucks during daytime. So avoiding the trucks to enter into the city during daytime, we can easily reduce the congestion. Then I told right, bus priority, giving the bus priority in the traffic. That is a separate bus lane they have created in the outer ring road, that is near ITPL, I think Kerpuram or ITPL. So you can observe that a separate lane will be provided for buses so that we can easily avoid the congestion. So, and you can also reduce the traffic congestion by, rather than using the two-wheelers, if we go for bus. So that is here you can observe there are some people are using the bikes. So for example, if we consider 10 two-wheelers, so the 10 members can be accommodated in single bus, so that the spacing, whatever the space they have occupied, will be occupied in this, so that we can easily reduce this space also. Next is the parking restraint. So whenever you are having the parking restraint, that is a reduction. If we are not providing any parking zone for your vehicle, so we can easily avoid the congestion. So if we provide any parking space, means what we will think, we will be bringing our own vehicle and we will be parking in the parking zone. But if we are not providing any parking restraint, means if we are not providing any parking spaces, means we can easily avoid the traffic congestion. Why we require this transportation management or TMS, that is transport management system? Why we require this? So we will see one by one why we require this traffic management system. So many of the urban streets carry traffic volumes for which they were simply not designed. The inevitable result is delay. So for example, if we are designing the street, so we can say that 30 volume per hour, that is the flow can flow in a design for a road. So we have designed the traffic volume of 30 vehicle per hour or 30 PCU per hour can utilize the road, but we have designed for 30, but they will be utilizing around 100 vehicle per hour. So when the capacity is greater than the value what we have designed, or when the flow is greater than the value what we have designed, this results in delay, congestion and accidents. So these are the things we have discussed in the first module. That is when the capacity exceeds or when the flow exceeds from the designed capacity or flow, then we are going to have this delay. Why? Because in the road only 30 vehicle can accommodate, but the 100 vehicles are accommodating on the road, so which will create delay. If there is any delay, means because of the congestion the delay will be there. Then if there is more number of vehicles, means the accidents is also more. So to avoid this, we are going to adopt this traffic management measure. So remember, in the urban streets what we are going to design, the traffic, for that traffic the traffic will not be moving, but it will be exceeding. If it is less than 30, it is okay. If it is less than 30 vehicle per hour, it is okay. If it is more than 30 vehicle per hour, means it will be creating congestion, delay and accidents is going to takes place. Then this can be reduced by controlling the traffic, imposing regulatory measures and enforcement management techniques so as to make the most economical use of the streets. What you are going to do for this controlling the volume, means we are going to have the regulatory measures. So we have seen the regulatory signs, traffic signs. Under that we have seen the regulatory signs that we can, if we provide one way, if we provide a separate lane for that is if we provide one way, or we can provide, we can restrict the four-wheeler in the given road, or we can restrict the trucks in the road, means we can easily increase this or we can easily decrease the delay, congestion and accidents on the road, and which should be of economical in nature. I told it we the Indians will be thinking for economy in nature. That is, we the Indians we think for economy, that is lesser cost maximum benefits, lesser cost maximum benefits. So here also the cost should be less and the benefit should be maximum. Then traffic measures include traffic signals. These have been already considered. Not only the traffic signs you are going to provide to reduce the delay, congestion and accidents. Traffic signals also we can consider. We can also consider the traffic signals also. So that the traffic signals is already considered in reducing the delay, congestion and accidents in the intersection. Then regulatory measures. I told that what are all the regulatory measures we are going to adopt? Restriction on speed, parking, size of vehicle and so on. There is providing one way. We can easily avoid the more number of vehicles. Restriction on speed. There is rather than going in 80 kmph, if we restrict the speed to 80, 60 or 40 kmph, we can easily avoid the accidents. Then parking. If we are restricting the parking on the road, which will increases the capacity of the road, so that we can easily avoid the congestion. Then size of the vehicle. I told the trucks, avoiding the trucks on the road. If you avoid only 4-wheelers and 2-wheelers, it is okay, so that we can easily avoid the congestion and delay. Yes or no? These are the regulatory measures that by adopting all these things, we are going to reduce the accident rate, right? Yes or no? Delay and congestion can be reduced. Is it correct? Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is correct. Then the fundamental approach in traffic management measure is to retain as much as possible existing pattern of streets. So what we are going to adopt here is we are not going to alter the existing pattern of streets. So whatever the traffic they are considered, we are not going to alter it. But we are going to alter the traffic movement. How the traffic will be moving, we are going to change it. So we are not going to alter, or we are not going to expand the street, or we are not going to widen the street, but we are going to alter the traffic movement. That is providing one way. So earlier it was a two-way. For example, if you consider the road, on both the side direction the roads will be moving. But if we provide the managing measures, means if we provide one way, only traffic movement is changed. That is, the opposite direction vehicles are restricted. So making it as one way, we can easily achieve the reduction in delay, congestion and accident. So it should be most efficient to use in the system. So these are the some scope we are going to remember. Then in doing so, whatever the things we have considered here, that is restrictions on speed, parking, size of vehicle, then changing the traffic pattern. So you can easily alter the traffic lanes also. Some minor alterations can be provided to enhance the measures, that is the traffic management. Islands, curbs, etc. are inevitable and a part of management measures. Huh? ನೀವೊಂದಿದೆ ಬಿ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದ್ದಾನಲ್ಲ ರಾಮನಾಥ್ 56 ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದವ್ರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ಯಾರ್ದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು JNK ನೇಪಾಳ ಅವ್ರು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಮನೋಜ್ ಹ್ಞೂ ಅವ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ನು ಒಬ್ಬಂದು ಕೂಡ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದವ್ರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ನು ಫೀಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೊಡು ಅವ್ನು ಫೀಸ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು 6 ಫೀಸ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ So that is, if we do minor alteration for traffic lane, islands, curbs, etc., which are inevitable, are the part of management measures. Some of the well-known traffic management measures are, I told right, providing one-way streets, restriction to turning movement. That is, if you consider a signal, restriction to turning movement, that is the left turning movement is restricted, right turning movement is restricted, only thorough vehicles through traffic can be provided. So those are the things we can easily adopt for traffic management measures. Then one-way streets, that is, by providing the one-way streets, we can easily enhance, or we can easily increase the safety and decrease the delay and congestion. Then tidal flow operations, that is the things what we are going to discuss in future. I told exclusive bus lanes. I have shown in the figure here, that is Here we can see here the exclusive bus lane. If we provide a exclusive bus lane means we can easily avoid the delay, congestion and accident rate. So exclusive bus lane, then closing side streets. That is, for example, the main road is here. For this, some side streets will be joining. Okay, like this. So closing these side streets so that the entry of vehicle will be restricted, so that we can easily avoid delay and congestion. So side streets, the traffic is more in side streets. So because of the side street traffic, the accident rates are going to increase. Okay, is it clear? These are the well-known traffic management measures. That things we are going to discuss in the detail. We are going to discuss in the next class. Okay, is it clear, right? Traffic management measures, that is a restriction to turning movements, one-way streets, tidal flow operations, exclusive bus lanes. That is, I told, provision of exclusive bus lanes in the traffic. That is creating a separate bus lane. Then closing side streets. That is the sub roads can be closed. If you close the sub roads means the accident rate is going to decrease. Okay, sudden movement of vehicle in the from the side streets will increases the accident rate. So if we provide or if we close the side streets means we can easily avoid the traffic congestion. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'll stop here. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now in this module. Any doubts in this up to here? Traffic management measures. Okay, I hope you don't have any doubts. So then I hardly require around 4 to 5 class to complete this 5th module. That is, in the next class we will see what are the objectives of this traffic management system and types of TDM, that is the travel demand management. Don't get confused with the techniques of TDM and types of TDM. When I was explaining the types, I'll let you know what is the difference between techniques and types. Okay. Any doubts in this? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So I'll stop here. You can leave. Thank you. Have a good day. You can leave and you can join for next class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. You can leave.